Hey folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today we're taking a look at this guy right here, Stand and Deliver from Dark Blade Creations. And it's a 2 to 6 player game where it's simultaneous action selection, and then there's a little bit of the prisoner's dilemma thrown in there. So let's get down to the table, I'll show you, and then you can see what you think. Now, in a game of Stand and Deliver, each player is going to take on the role of a highway robber bent on increasing his own wealth at the damage of other people in these different coaches that are on the highway. Now, each of the players will take on the persona of a highwayman that apparently is historically based upon the information that they have on the back of each of the player cards or placards. So that's a pretty cool thing. But generally speaking, what you're going to do, each game consists of 10 rounds. And each round simply is choosing which coach you're going to go to on your mystery dial here. If you want to go to the fourth coach, you would choose the number 4, and so forth and so on. And then everybody simultaneously reveals which one they want to go to. And if 2 or more people go to the same coach, they have to have a duel. At the resolution of that duel, loot is given out dependent upon what the coach says. So, for example, this coach is Catherine Beckett's coach, and she gets robbed. You get 3 loot, which means you draw 3 coins out of a bag, and you also get 2 notoriety. So basically what that would mean is notoriety would go up here, and that's a tiebreaker at the end of the game. And loot comes in this little bag right here. At the beginning of the game, all of the copper is put into the bag. I already have the copper in there. You can't see it, but it's there. And the copper and the silver and the gold all have different things on them. You could have, yes, that is 1 copper piece worth 1 point at the end of the game. Or you might get shot, which means you don't get this coin and you lose 1 health. Or you get captured, where not only do you get this coin, do you not get this coin, but you also have to bribe the redcoats in order to not go to jail and get hung. So these are the 3 kinds of tokens that you will find in the bag. Only the copper ones are put in there at the beginning of the game. Once someone has reached level 4 notoriety, then the silver tokens will be added to the large purse, and then once somebody reaches 7 notoriety, the gold coins will be added to the purse. And a round is quite simply choosing which coach you're going to go to first. So we all choose, and let's say that Plunkett and McLean wanted to go to number 3, Claude Duval went to number 1, Dick Turpin went to number 2, and Lady Catherine Ferris went to number 3. So at that point, what would have to happen first is these 2 people, Plunkett and McLean and Lady Carrot Ferris, would have a duel. And a duel simply means that they have to now choose whether or not they're going to shoot the person, share the loot, or run away. All right, so that's where these numbers at the top of the things come in, because if you decide to shoot the person, you would simply put your dial on the number that corresponds to that character. If you want to share, you simply put it on the loot symbol right there. And if you want to run away, you put it on the horse symbol that's right there. All right, so we randomly determine Plunkett's going to share, and so is Lady Catherine Ferris. All right, so if they both share, they would flip it over, and no matter how much is shown here, they both would get 1 pull from the bag. If one shot and the other one shared, then the person who shared loses a health point, and the other person gets everything that's on the card. If they both shoot, they both take a hit point, and if they both run away, they both run away, and the coach gets away, just as if they were to both shoot each other. The coach would also get away in that situation as well. But if you have a person that went by themselves, they get 1 loot. They also get 1 notoriety. And then over here, Claude Duval, he would actually get 2 notoriety and 2 loot. So Claude would reach in and pull out 2 coins, and both of them would be added to his. Whereas Dick Turpin would only get 1 pull, and that would get added to his as well. And since both of these guys shared down here, they both get 1. So Plunkett McLean gets theirs, and Lady Catherine Ferrers gets hers as well. So that's the end of the first round. We go on to the second round. Everybody brings back of course, their coins go inside their purses, and the next round would begin. All of these would go away, and new ones would take their place. Now, on top of all that, that's very streamlined, very simple. On top of all that, everybody has special abilities that, as far as I can tell, based upon what they do and the great difference in their power, I think they're just one-time use abilities. Now, the reason I say that is because the rulebook doesn't actually say that they are one-time use abilities, but having played this with them not being one-time use abilities, I'm pretty sure that they are supposed to be one-time use. So, for example, here, Claude Duval could play this special power after stealing from a coach. And then here it says you may choose to take another 2 coins from the large purse. Again, doing that every single round gives you a great advantage. Now, it does up your ability of pulling out some of those bad coins that will either get you shot or captured, but you can see the difference. Lady Catherine Ferrers over here says that she could play this when all players have decided which coaches to steal from. If at a coach with other players, you may shoot twice. You can shoot more than 1 player at the coach. All right, so these are special abilities that you can do. You start the game with 1. Once you get down to level 4 notoriety, you will be able to draw another. And then once you get to level 7 notoriety, you will be able actually to draw a 3rd. So those are just things that give you a little bit of differentiation between the other players. Choosing what coach, dueling if necessary, getting what you're supposed to get from the coach, and that's the end. Then you move on to the next round, and at the end of 10 rounds, the game's over. Whoever has the most coins, copper are worth 1, silver are worth 3, and golds are worth 5. Whoever has the most gold wins. If there is a tie, whoever has the highest notoriety among the tied players is the winner. I like the historical flavor that it carries with it, how each of the people that you can take on the personas of are people from history, and there's a little bit of a snippet of their historical background on the backside of the card. I enjoyed that. I like it when games do that. It gives it a level of not really realism, but tangibility maybe, that you are making a connection of sorts to things that have gone on in the past. And really, that's kind of the only really good thing I have to say about the game, unfortunately. I just did not like the game at all. It seems much too random, much too chaotic. The rule book was an atrocity as far as I am concerned, because I said before the game, hey, the rule book's really short and they have really large font. That's either a good thing or a bad thing. And it was a bad thing because the rules were not clear. We had to make a lot of kind of pseudo house rules while we were playing the game. And that's just not a good mark of well-written rules. They probably took for granted that people would understand what they were supposed to be doing in certain situations. The most egregious error, I thought, was not delineating whether or not those special powers that each player has are one-time use, or you turn them on and they're good for the entirety of the game. That's a huge error. I looked and looked and looked in the 4-page rule book, and it's just not there. So that's kind of a bummer. The game is simple to play. It only takes about 30 minutes to play as well. So it actually falls into a filler category that I'm not so sure that it's supposed to or was intended to be in. Now, just the rounds, and only 10 of them, happen very quickly. And even if there are multiple duels within a round, they're resolved very quickly as well. So it really does play very, very fast, but it feels like it's trying to be a bigger game than it actually is. There isn't really a whole lot to this game mechanically. It is quite simply simultaneous action selection. What coach am I going to go to? And then prisoner's dilemma. Am I going to share the loot with this person? Am I going to shoot them so that I get all the loot? Or are we both going to shoot each other? Or do I just run away, you know, count my losses and live to fight another day? Those are very elementary choices to make. So I guess it's trying to hit a very lightweight family type game. It's just not that fun to play. It becomes more frustrating than anything else, because if you just happen to be one of those people that keeps going to the same coaches that somebody else is going to, and you keep having to duel, and you keep getting shot, or you keep having to shoot other people. And so unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this kind of a one thumb down, because I really did not enjoy playing this game. It was more frustrating than anything, especially with the poorly written rule book the way it was. There was just nothing for me to like here, and the people that I've played it with they felt very much the same as I did. That does not mean that you will not like it. So if by all means you can try it before you buy it, all power to you. Please do so. But for me, one thumb down. This is not a game that I will continue to enjoy, because I didn't enjoy it in the first place. But that's just me. We'll see you on the flip side, folks.